here with my beloved and lovely wife Rachel. And together, we're going to share with you our evening. Really? Can you not do that for a second? Um, we went to the store, the bootjack market. We got some coffee, I'll get some snacks and stuff. Came back, started watching this episode of Naked and Afraid.
Pretty intense one. It's
It's
really,
pretty entertaining so
yeah,
far, yeah.
yeah. I thought we were gonna, I was hoping for drama between the two people to give us entertainment, but them having to figure out, basically being primitive in their ways because they don't have any tools is fascinating. They're really thinking outside of the box. Like,
They tried multiple ways to make a fire. It took them a
mm-hmm.
little while. Hi, Danielberg Sports Highlights.
Hi, Daniel's very sports highlight.
There's another one of these math problems here. It's like a shopkeeper says she has two new baby beagles to show you, but she doesn't know whether they're male, female, or a pair. You tell her you want only a male, and she telephones the fellow who's giving them a bath. Is at least one a male? She asks him. Yes, she informs you with a smile. Well, what is the probability the other one is a male? Similarly to the other question, Savant said 1 out of 3. Readers wrote 50-50. I see. Interesting. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm putting up the live stream in the TV so you see the chat. And tonight's question is, what interesting thing have you TIL'd? I'm not exactly sure if I have at the moment any interesting things to share with you that I've learned today. But I do learn a lot of interesting things on by watching YouTube videos.
I've learned that Eric is right. Like, my dopamine crashes aren't as bad when I have weed and then when I don't.
Yeah, well, I think you took it a little easier this time
Yeah, I did.
on it as
The
well.
most I did was 2.
Smart. So actually, let me go have a cigarette here before we start up with the TV. So, I watch a variety of YouTube videos. Sometimes I watch history stuff, and occasionally I'll watch kind of more current kind of conspiracy stuff. I'll watch some paranormal stuff occasionally. I'll watch math or science stuff fairly often if it's explaining concepts that maybe I don't feel like I have a good grasp on already. I watch these videos about the way the ancient Greek mathematicians did math through geometry. I found that very informative. Today I learned. TIL stands for Today I Learned. All right, cool. The reason we have those terms like squared and cubed, for example, is because, say you have 2 squared, it makes a square of 2's, right? And if you have 2 cubed, it makes a cube of 2's. But when we're taught that, I don't think anybody is has that explained to them. That like the reason it's called squared is because it makes a square, and the reason it's called cubed is because it makes a cube. But in the original understanding of these kinds of math concepts, ancient Greeks, they were doing all of this math with geometry. You drop you wait, yo, bro, my girlfriend cheated on me with my dog. What should I do? Um, you know, self-soothe process. I'm assuming you mean like your dog, like your buddy or something, rather than your actual dog. Eventually learn to trust again, I guess. My hamster died today. I just buried it. I'm sorry to hear that. Hi, Teabag. Hi. What does that say? Petty. Patty? I can't read it. I gotta go wait until I get inside and I can see. I thought you quit smoking. No, I didn't. Got that? I thought you was trolling. Quit now. Got that? I do understand what your words mean. So, no need for name calling. He's not a troll boy. He is a pizza head who's quitting cigs. Well, I think the Greeks used the process of logic and reasoning for geometry. Yeah, they did. They had a tendency to, like, you can kind of convert most algebraic equations into geometric questions or geometric representations of those things. And what Euclid would do is kind of visualize a balancing beam with different shapes uh, on either side, representing the various parts of the equation. Looks like you got timed out. So, looks like you need to think about what you've been doing, maybe. You sit in the corner until you come to terms with your own behavior. Yeah, I've got some clips of the neighbors snowboarding down his driveway the other day and of Rachel going down in a toboggan or sled. I mean, I want to upload at least one of those shorts, a couple of those shorts. It was really cool, to live in a place where that happens, where, because it was a pretty cool little snowboarding track. His driveway is fairly steep, and don't quit smoking, says that person. We had these 2 dogs there with us, and they'd run down the hill after whoever was like going down or whatever. And the whole setup looked kind of cool too because he had on these colored lights for the purpose of filming him doing it in the dark. That's why geometry is a different approach than algebra. Right. I liked geometry a lot when I took it in high school, and I didn't like other math classes. I found like proofs, geometry, the way contemporary people break up math, geometry is about proofs primarily. And that was right in my wheelhouse. I had no problem solving all those kinds of problems, and I enjoyed it. It made sense. It wasn't like some sort of order of operations kind of memorize how to do this thing. It was, you know, use your intuition and logic to get the right answer. I did well in geometry. I got an A in it. Let me turn on the heater. It's a little chilly in here. It's 46 degrees outside, which isn't particularly cold, but
Freeze the balls off.
what the hell was that? Why does Gemini keep up? Okay, Mr. Kitty. Come on, let's watch you eat. Come on.
I'd love to join the company.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but Gemini keeps popping up for some reason. Use your tender mouth to eat your food. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. It slid down too much and it was pushing the buttons. That's why I did that. You're a good cat, living in Reseda. You like eating, and I'm watching you. Yeah, that's the cat. Easy mistake to make. 0/ once again. Anybody learn anything interesting on the internet recently? Something is weird. A guy keeps blocking out the screen and talking about ideas involving tariffs. Blacking out the screen? Oh, here on this channel? It might have been Gemini. I don't know what exactly it was saying. But I fixed that problem because the reason it was going to Gemini was because the phone had slid down and the holder was pushing the buttons. Are you done? You want to go outside? Okay, go ahead. Huzzah! We've watched the caddy.
Huzzah indeed!
Our Jojo says, I think I might be a genius. Well,
How did I get here?
maybe you are. I learned that America's fresh water supply is pretty much fucked. Really? Tell me more, Uncle Fatty. I feel like my fresh water supply around here is fine. But I'm part of a very unique kind of tiny neighborhood water company. It's if you have like fewer than 100 homes, and that you provide water to, then the state is only involved at meow level, right? So we've got one of those kind of water things. Tell me all the things.
Okay. Speaking of all
Hmm.
things, I'm gonna pull for you
Okay.
first.
All right.
We'll put the camera on the cards once they're done. I'm done. You can shuffle too if you'd like. I've been shuffling. Eric's gonna put some of his energy in. You know what I found interesting? Ooh. Are you gonna take it? You're not gonna take it? What do you
No,
wait?
take it.
Cool. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little tarot.
Yeah.
We do a variety of things around here.
We definitely do a variety of things around here. So you know what I found interesting? I've been looking up because I have been studying astrology again, and I did synastry between me and my dad. Horrible. Looking at the cards, you would think that we are at odds all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my brother, great synastry, and I'm like, fuck astrology. Like, if I'm like, that's completely inaccurate. Like, it couldn't be like more different. Not that I don't care about my brother and that he doesn't care about me. It's just that we don't get along. And like me and my dad, like out of like we do. But so I've been watching videos about how uh astrology is fake. And so yeah, like that was satisfying. But beyond that, I got suggested a video of like someone who believes in science and actually like uh saying that tarot is real. And I was like, that's cool. All right. So you want 3 cards?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Does eating food enhance the effect of what?
Okay, I'm not taking reversals, even though you can tell like what cards are reversed. Whoa!
What do you got?
You got Mystic, Queen of Cups, Deep, Seer. You've got all cups. You've also got 3 of Cups, Play, Celebrate, Friends. That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And also, lastly, the Ace of Cups. Feel, heart, open, create, new, beginning, love, joy, bliss, fun.
So all these things are cups, huh?
Yeah, they're
Wow.
all cups,
I'm
yeah.
a really cuppy guy.
Yeah, you are.
Uncle Patty says by mid 2028, the new AI data centers will consume as much fresh water as the entire bottled water industry. That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard that there's gonna be a national water shortage. That's the next thing.
Why does AI data centers consume so much water?
Yeah. Okay, so can you do mine and then I'll if you guys are interested, I'll pull cards for you. Yeah, they are trippy, Uncle Fatty. I think there's something like the psychedelic deck or something. They don't make them anymore, unfortunately. Rock and roll deck, that's what it's called.
Okay. Three cards for Rachel. Let's see what you got. Okay, Julia, we'll do you 2. 2 cards for Rachel. And all cups. They use the water to cool the search engine.
Wow. Wow.
Third card for Rachel. Nope. Nope.
Mmm.
Gotta wait for the tarot to let you know which one it is. There we go. 3 cards for Rachel. Let's see what
You
she
got
got.
4. Can I have 4?
Sure.
Just like the 4th one will be like the overarching.
Sure. Oh, that's 2.
Wow, they're really flying right now.
Okay, there we go.
So me. 2 of Wands. Partnership, vision, path, plan, aligned, kindred. 2 of Rods. I think of me and being partnered with Eric. That's how I feel. I do feel aligned and that we're kindred spirits.
AI is well on its way to RI. What's RI? Okay, let's look at the second card for Rachel.
Oh.
It is the Queen of Rods.
Vivacious, extrovert, gracious, fun.
Wow, interesting.
That is interesting. Whoa! 3 rods so far. Let's see. Oh, I got a pair.
You got King and Queen.
Wow. Motivator, generous, worldly, direct. Okay, let's see. The odds are very low. Oh my gosh! Dynamo, passionate, charming, cocky, knight of rods, athlete. Oh my gosh! I got all rods.
Oh, I got all
Wow.
cups.
Wow, that's so cool.
You think the disability ramps are just deployed to make things accessible for robots? I mean, the ADA was passed a long time ago.
Okay, so JoJo's next.
Yeah, Jojo's next. All right, Jojo, we'll do you a 3-carder. Jojo gets card number 1. Jojo gets card number 2. Jojo gets
Card
yum,
number
yum, yum.
JoJo gets.
There we go.
Okay, I'm JoJo. You here?
Dang, 3 cups, 3 rods. Let's go
Yep.
for 3 swords next.
Ooh, JoJo, you also are the Queen of Rods. Vivacious, extrovert, gracious, fun. Next card. Ooh, the 9 of Cups. Wish card. Luck, plentiful, win. 9 of Cups. Next card. 7 of Rods. Struggle, defense, effort, flack.
So, you get a little bit of a mixed bag there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cooling towers and chips. Aquifers and lakes and streams are going to see major impacts, allegedly, and Hoover Dam might not have enough water to produce power in a few years. Interesting. New AI center technology is using warm water cooling or direct liquid cooling instead of cool water.
Who would like a reading?
Anyone else want cards? Yeah, you're gonna need shades. You're right about that for sure. All right, let me put on a little bit of this in the background.
Okay.
We're watching new Naked and Afraid episode, and
It's experts who they're professional, basically.
The legends, you know,
Yeah,
Naked and Afraid legends, and they're on a 14-day challenge where they don't get to use any tools. But of course, they put them someplace where there's bamboo. If you have bamboo, tools are slightly less necessary. But still, it's been a struggle for them to get fire, get water.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking like it for granted. I'm like, oh, they found coconuts. That's great. Like, and I'm just picturing them. Okay, this is for Uncle Fatty, and then Teabag is next. Uncle Fatty, you got the Two of Cups, soulmates, chemistry, union, love, partnership, magnetism.
You got touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me tonight.
Ooh, you got also Major Arcana number 19. The Sun, Brilliance, Rhapsody,
You want me to see what it is? Oh, this one goes down.
yeah, what is that?
G.
Oh, gee. Gee, shrine, happiness. And then your last card, Uncle Fatty. The Nine of Rods. On guard. Wounded. Doubt. Resistant. Things are almost over, but it's not totally done.
Well, you know, you spend too much time in the sun, you're gonna get a sunburn.
That is true.
Especially if you're a naked baby on a horse.
Eric knows well. It's one of his personal cards. All right. Teabag. What are they trying to do now? Boil water?
Yeah, I'm trying to boil water. So it's this whole water and AI thing is interesting because I guess I don't feel particularly knowledgeable about the resource requirements of AI. Like, it's a little more tricky to calculate because it's not just storing information, I guess.
Okay, Teabag. First card. Nine of Swords. Sorrow, anguish, crisis, sob. Second card. Five of Rods. Conflict, strife, competition, challenge, adversity, discord. Too many cooks in the kitchen. And final card. Major Arcana number 21. Arrival, surpass, opus, the world. Number 21. Vast, attainment. Not a bad read. Having the world coming up last is nice because all that stuff that you're dealing with, like in the beginning, will
come to an end.
You're welcome, too bad.
Well, it's finally starting to rain for them a little bit. So we're gonna get some.
Oh, that's good.
Good
Yeah,
part.
they've been waiting for it to rain.
We've been having trouble boiling their water and bamboo. And I've been having to drink a bunch of coconut water. But if you drink nothing but coconut water, it gives you the runs. I built an APP that will listen to live debates online and spit out the logical fallacies and non-truths in real time. So far, they told me that I'm God, so it needs some work.
Good luck, baby.
That is violent. I really have no idea, like, how everything's gonna play out. Like, how AI will end up playing out, how the economy will end up playing out and changing and so forth. It's a really challenging question to answer.
I just think of. I don't mean to be negative.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
I just think of like people who are in the creative field. Like for instance, this commercial. This is real people, right? The ball might be fake in some instances, but it's real people.
It has actors in it.
Yeah. That is gonna be all AI pretty soon.
Do you think so? Maybe.
They already started using AI models. There's a lot of that's wrong with them. Like you could see mistakes and stuff. So we're still at the early stages, but yeah, I just think of people who are in the arts and how, especially visual arts. I mean, people can put into Gemini basically whatever kind of art they want. What basically within reason, and they'll give you that image. And if it needs to be tweaked, you can tweak it. It doesn't take an artist anymore creating something.
Right. Yeah. No doubt about that. The thing is, people will still end up consuming content.
Yeah.
And people will end up making content.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of it seems as though content makers are going to have to just work somewhat differently. Like, it won't really be cost effective to have big productions, probably.
Nope, not anymore.
There's no fate but what we make. Love always wins. Never by default, never by forfeit. Only after being kicked and beat down and spit upon, then love decides to fight back. I mean, it's definitely the case that the good guys don't always win.
Yeah, it is. But I will say that there's starting to become, it's hard truths that are coming out, but there's more people who were doing bad things who are actually they might be safe in their field for now, but public opinion of them has changed. And I think that's like a big justice, some sort of justice is starting to come around.
Yeah, I think that people are like maybe less tolerant of and willing to put up with certain kinds of bad behavior than they once were.
Yes, very much so.
That Brad Pitt Tom Cruise generated by AI thing was amazing. I haven't seen it.
Me neither. I'd rather Telly Savalas be in it, but you know.
I just spent an hour making an image of a squirrel holding a bag of squirrel poop. You're nuttier than a bag of squirrel turds meme. Well, did you use AI to make it?
Yeah, that's my question too. They just caught a small crab.
They did.
Two small crabs in the ocean. Dan and Kaya.
Kai.
Kai.
Yeah. These crabs are going to be a lot better than the hermit crabs they ate earlier. Hermit crabs are not good to eat, but AI created a fight scene between them. It was so real. Oh.
I don't like that. I don't like how real it looks. Like I want to be able to tell that it's AI.
PRY could painted it twice in the time it took. Well, I was using AI to make some images the other day for a video I'm still planning on making. And I ran into a bit of a problem with one of the things I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I was asking it to make a square made out of 4 squares with this word in the bottom left, this word in the top left, this word in the right, this word down here. And it kept putting them in the wrong places no matter how adequately I described it.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like the more detailed you got with it, the less it produced the thing that you were asking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jojo. I'm glad to hear that.
And thank you for making our day better as well.
Yes.
We appreciate everybody here and the opportunity to enjoy your company, talk about various things.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's like if you talk about population stuff as well, it's potentially problematic economically when the world population begins to level off / decline at some point, because our economy is typically built on growth to some extent, you know. Getting the image generators to put a stop sign in the hand of Lady Liberty was a pain in the ass. The no vacancy sign was pretty easy though. Huh. Interesting. I'm assuming that they'll keep getting better at I guess translating the words you put in into the thing that you want.
Yeah, well.
But I've certainly seen YouTube videos that have effectively used AI generated videos as subsections, sub things within it, right? And I think there's a fair number of channels that use AI voices to read out scripts.
Yeah, that happens on YouTube. I've noticed that.
One thing that hasn't happened yet, and I'm not sure if it will or not, we'll find out, I guess, but AI cannot yet make good music.
No. That's okay. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that too. But may come a day when it does. I don't know. I somehow doubt it. But
We got what?
I kind of doubt whether or not AI will be able to do music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Music's a little different than images.
Yeah.
And regardless of how people use AI, it won't be effectively used if it's not in service of some specific vision, right? The world GDP, G7 America and Europe is right around 15 to 18%. BRICS is around 30%. The American economic empire is over. Yeah, well, obviously, we're suffering from a lot of economic harms linked to a bunch of horrible missteps over the last couple of decades. You know, I can take your pit and a voice sample and have you an AI avatar built in half an hour. What do you mean by pit? I have always said that I feel as though if anybody is a candidate for there being an AI version of him, I would be an excellent candidate because there's so much content for AI to potentially train on. I've got endless hours of uh, live stream videos, etc. I wonder if, probably not. I don't know. Like, if AI was going to imitate me, make a fake Eric that was more or less indistinguishable from the real Eric, would it have to watch all those videos in real time, or would it just deal with the transcripts of them? But if it was try to imitate my mannerisms and my physicalities as well, I guess I'm not sure how we would go about doing that. It'd be some combination of different AI engines, probably. We are on the verge of economic collapse globally. Well, that may be the case. It's really hard to say what's going to happen because I've heard those kinds of statements for a long time. I remember when peak oil was a big deal and how that was going to be the end of the world economy. It was going to happen in 2005, 2015, whenever they said it was. But certainly, I feel as though things are a lot more uncertain. The future is a lot more uncertain now than it's ever felt before. Most, if not all, customer service and phone help centers and internet news, internet narrators are already AI avatars. The picture and a sample voice builds the avatar still has to be told what to say. Well, I think that most of the channels I watch, they don't, they only maybe incorporate like AI images. A couple of them maybe incorporate video, AI generated video stuff, but most of them are still regular people. It certainly is a strange new world. What's an interesting question, though, is this question of AGI, artificial general intelligence. I think that's a misconception across the board to say that such a thing can exist because when people talk about general intelligence, what they really mean is, their human consciousness as it comprises its processes. But the processes by which AI engines do what they do is very different than the way the humans do the same thing. So do you think that's possible right now, Uncle Fatty? That you could make something like that and it be more or less indistinguishable from me, understanding all the things that I've said and imitating them. I think I might have a problem with imitating my generation of new ideas. Like, I do a lot of freestyle song stuff, um, and that'll be a little bit tricky to imitate, maybe because, in part, because there's a range of quality. So sometimes I'm feeling it more, and sometimes I'm feeling it less. Well, I think artificial is actually an important word to use, Uncle Fatty, because the key thing to remember is I'm pretty sure anyway, no matter how far along we get, we're never going to create self-aware individual consciousness because that's not the kind of way that manifests. Like self-aware um, individual consciousness, it's grown, it's not made. The case study user would be definitely pretty difficult for it to really copy the ad lib songs, especially. Yeah, maybe that's the case. Like maybe conceivably, you could create a an artificial equivalent of a biological consciousness if you were to put that artificial intelligence in some kind of a distinct physical object body and had it develop over time. I don't know. It's hard for me to conceive of artificial intelligence attaining consciousness in the same way that human beings have consciousness because the, to the best of our knowledge, consciousness is expressed in ways of paying attention, subjective, objective knowledge, etc. Right? And that's not how AI works at all. I expect to wake from my coma dream soon. Well, I hope you do. Hmm. It's interesting. I mean, obviously, AI can already probably do things that would pass the Turing test if it wanted to. It seems as though actual like chat kind of AI providers try to code into there somehow that it expressly does not try to fool people and that it's a person. But probably it could if it tried to fool most people. Is it cold in your house? No, it's not cold in here. Right? We have the heater on. It should be 68. So we keep the heater at usually. Some dudes put an unlocked jailbroken program of GPT into a Furby. Not good. Higher dimensions do not follow the laws of time. Well, the thing is, there aren't really higher dimensions. We have time and we have three directions in space of width, depth, and height that we measure. We can mathematically create other conceivable kinds of measurements, right? Like, well, let's pretend there was a fourth physical direction called, instead of height, length, and width, let's call it girth, you know? And we don't really need to define what that dimension is in some sort of practical experiential way. We're just noting how, if there were another thing to measure there, blah, 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 blah. You could also say that, um, like, color is another dimension because a dimension is just a thing that you're measuring about something. But people tend to kind of mistake mathematical stuff for actuality. And I guess your quantum physicists sometimes like to say this would make more sense if there is some other dimension that we can't observe directly in which this aspect of the dynamism of the thing is is um I'm getting distracted by this commercial. Why are these people in the Subaru naked? Like, they say, well, we can explain this by imagining other dimensions or universes. Like, for example, they have that experiment where if you poke a bunch of holes and you shine the photon of light, then it seems to go through all the holes concurrently. And the explanation for that might be, well, it it does go through all of those different holes. It's doing it in different universes or dimensions or something. Except the problem with that basic idea is that it's not doing it in different universes or dimensions. It's doing it in our universe where we can actually see the results. There's absolutely no reason to conclude that anything's going on in some unseen, unobservable dimension. That doesn't even really mean anything. I'm interested in the amount of info that the models can ingest and conglomerate, like the Sumerian texts and the LiDAR scans from Machu Picchu, right, under the pyramids and megastructures. I mean, I don't. That's kind of a separate application of AI that I don't really think about or talk about so much, but is perhaps the most significant manifestation of it, which is the extent to which we can get AI to solve problems that people can't solve. There was something I watched a video about that in which AI did solve some sort of intractable problem that humans were having difficulty with, I think. Um, the tool is only as smart as the creator. So I agree that the capacity of AI to solve complicated or difficult problems is going to link very much to the capacity of the AI's user to articulate in ways that work in interface with the AI to get it doing problem solving the right way. There's a YouTube video where three AI agents start talking to each other, and when they realize they're all AI, they switch to some special gibberish or language. Hmm. You ever smoked salvia? I did. I highly do not recommend it. It'll make you black out, be sort of do do weird stuff or whatever for like until you come back to reality and you're not even like aware of what happened.
So Kai and Dan, it looks like they're heading to extraction.
Yeah, it does. They have survived on this island. They did eventually get water from rain, and I think they successfully boiled some at some point.
They made a pretty good raft, I have to say.
Yeah.
They did well for not having any tools.
Well, I mean, they put them someplace where they could
That's true.
they could
I
succeed
think
with that too. Because
that's
they, not
fair,
only
though,
did they have the
right?
bamboo, they also had that bark of that tree that's super strong cordage. She said it was easy to get, and you didn't even have to like braid it. It was just you could just use it like strap ties.
That's cool.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
So
Yeah, naked and afraid.
That's fair then, right? I mean, you don't want to put people without tools in a place that's like inhabitable.
I agree. I agree. It's fair that they said no tools, but they put them in a place where they had the kind of natural resources necessary to avoid using tools.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to guarantee failure.
And like a lot of struggle.
So, like, if you do that, if you get AI agents talking to each other, like, I want to understand what the parameters are set up in advance. Like, for example, are they instructed to have a conversation with this other party without being told anything else? Or that's a really interesting thing that you said there, Dr. Red Taco. I just I wonder what it means, if anything. Like what does the AI think it's doing? Or how is what the AI is told to do continuing to impact its behavior after it realizes that? How come no naked and afraid in the Arctic?
Didn't they do something?
They have had naked and afraid frozen,
Yeah.
but they did give them like some animal hides and stuff. They didn't have to be actually all the way naked the whole time. The thing that I'm kind of curious about is the capacity of an AI to, like, let's say a chat application of some kind its capacity to remember and reference previous conversations of yours. In other words, the extent to which you can be informed over the long term by your engagement with it about you and retain that kind of information. I know that to some extent, those chat things have reference to some of the stuff that's come before, right? Well, the language had to have been written by humans or not. If the AI speaks in a gibberish language to each other, it's more efficient and it doesn't have to do the level of abstraction where it presents the knowledge in a way that a human can read. But is it still presenting information like something specific that we just would have to translate to understand what it means, or is it just doing the like ipsum lorem kind of thing because it realizes there's no need for actual engagement anymore? Okay, but presumably if it finds it understandable, it finds it distinctly understandable from something else, then there would be some way to translate it back into understandable English, right? Is there, does such a thing exist, or the translations of the ancient religious texts and scattered language on tablets and stone is pretty cray-cray. Hmm.
I'm gonna pull a Dark Goddess card for you.
Okay. I don't know, but I would think so, yeah. Hmm.
I want to know what kind of feminine energy you have right now.
I don't know.
No, either.
Maybe you should put an energy thermometer in my vagina.
For your CUN next Tuesday.
Yeah. I had never heard that before. To see anyone with his mom use the term. So it's like, are there people working on creating an AI that's intended to function like a distinct identity?
Mm.
Like my AI, my name is Tom, and I'm a distinct entity, and my purpose is to be a distinct entity, learn and grow and interact with people and stuff, as though I was exercising free will. Oh, that's two
A two,
cards.
never take a twofer.
I just never take a twofer. The parameters and the protocols, the procedures and the principles, the logic and reasoning are all factors. X is working on that exact model. Oh. I got is an enemy. Potential.
Izanami. Izanami is the Japanese goddess of both life and death. She and her consort Izanagai descended from heaven together out of chaos, formed the Japanese archipelago, and populated it with the gods and goddesses. When Izanami gave birth to the fire god, yeah, you're right. Her body was destroyed and she died. Izanami then traveled to Yomi, the underworld, where she ate the food of the dead, which is bound to remain there for eternity. As the Nagai traveled to Yomi, determined to bring her home, but when he was greeted by her corpse-like figure, he ran back to the safety of the earth, Izanami then took up her reign as queen of the underworld.
Hmm. My Mac Mini is currently one of those entities running 24/7. We're definitely not exercising free will. It does things. If I tell it to work on stuff that I didn't even tell it to work on, it will. I was working on the exact model for the co-pilot of the new Mars mission. My Mac Mini is the brains for a digital assistant that works 24/7 more or less. It's got cron jobs, which is scheduled events it'll do without me manually prompting it to do so. For example, at 7 a.m. and again at 2 p.m., it sends me a list of things that I'm wanting to get done. And the list is dynamically populated according to what I do in between those. But this is recent. I've only been running it for a month or so. Interesting.
Is this my card?
Yes.
Hecate?
Hecate.
Hecate.
Or Hecate. Hecate, maybe?
Hecate?
I don't know.
Crossroads. Hecate is the Greek goddess of witchcraft. She is the queen of the night and goddess of the witches, who has power over earth, heaven, and the underworld. She is often depicted as having 3 faces, carrying a blazing torch, and accompanied by her sacred dogs. As guardian of the spirit world, she has control over hordes of ghosts and acts as an intermediary between spirits and humans. Her skeleton key can unlock the gate to all realms. Worshippers of Hecate gather for special suppers in her honor, where secrets of sorcery are shared and leftover food is left as offerings to her and her dogs.
All right.
Who wants to know what goddess they are? Tap into your feminine energy. I think that was a good one for me. I mean, I am using oracle cards right now.
You have cats instead of dogs. But...
Yeah, I have 2 cats instead of dogs. What kind of feminine energy are you tapped into, guys?
Why don't we find out, Rubens?
Okay, Ruben. You choose.
Oh, spirit guides, as I spill my menstrual blood upon Mother Africa, tell us which goddess is Reuben? Show me the woman inside of Reuben. Come on, cards. Do your magic. Is this 1 card? No, it is 2 cards. These things really stick together. The woman inside of Reuben.
The woman inside of Reuben.
That's 2 again. These ones really stick together.
Wow.
Here it is. Durga. Your goddess is Durga. That's your inner woman. Step it up in here. Double tap your screen to like. It's free to like and subscribe. Help the algorithms. Thanks a lot, Habitual 3.
Durga, strength. Durga is a Hindu warrior goddess of protection, strength, motherhood, and war. She represents the end of all things and is a fierce warrior who fights against the evil spirits that attack humanity. Durga is celebrated during her annual 9-day festival, the Durga Puja. She provides protection and wealth while removing physical, spiritual, and mental sufferings for her followers. Durga is often depicted wearing a sari, the color of blood, her 10 arms holding weapons and sacred art objects while riding a lion or tiger into battle. Woohoo!
Wow. So you tossed it with going over my transcripts. That's crazy. That's great.
Uncle Fatty's next.
Okay. You want me to do it? Give me that one back. Oh, that's not the card. That's a book. I thought that was the card. Uncle Fatty, the San Francisco treat. You got ran.
Ran.
This is what she looks like. This is your inner woman. Inside of every Uncle Fatty is one of these.
Upheaval. Ran is a primordial Norse goddess of the sea and the drowned. She presides over the ocean and rules over the underworld at the bottom of the sea, where those who drown spend eternity. Ran is a death goddess who uses her special fishing net to drag ships down to the deepest depths of the sea. Her 9 daughters manifest as beautiful women or waves of the ocean who help her sink ships and capture sailors' souls. Sailors would bring gold coins on their voyage in case they drowned at sea so that Rain would be pleased with their gift.
Wow, Uncle Fatty, you have 9 daughters. Congratulations. You must be so proud. That's the collar you wear? You like this?
Ooh, Mardi Gras!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mardi Gras!
No. And bothered.
Oh, sure. I'm JoJo.
I'm JoJo. You also got Durga.
Durga! Strength. Durga is a Hindu warrior goddess of protection, strength, motherhood, and war. She represents the end of all things and is a fierce warrior who fights against the evil spirits that attack humanity. Durga is celebrated during her annual 9-day festival, the Durga Puja. She provides protection and wealth while removing physical, spiritual, and mental suffering for her followers. Durga is often depicted wearing a sari, the color of blood, her 10 arms holding weapons and sacred objects, while riding a lion or tiger into battle.
Come to my Durga Puja.
Ooh!
Hey, I'm having a Durga Puja tonight. You want to come? I guess that's some sort of like party for Durga. Okay, time to smoke a cigarette. Let me bring these glasses. I need to get another pair of glasses. Maybe a little stronger. You know, I suffer from old eye syndrome. Maybe AI can solve the problem. Improve my eyesight. I just want to tell AI that. Improve my eyesight. Wake up the next day and my eyes are great. Wow, AI. Nice job. Make me successful. Wow, wonderful job, AI. Look how successful I am now. A sari can be worn, could be worn as a cape. Could it also be worn as a muumuu? How many muumuus are there per one sari? So yeah, interesting topic here about the artificial intelligence, or so-called AI. The thing is, like, the thing I'm imagining that you're saying the X is working on. What I'm imagining is somebody making an AI entity whose whole purpose is to just, like, say, go around the internet and be an entity um, that learns and grows and etc. and is always that same distinct entity that retains all the information it encounters that has relevance or something, as much of it as it can, and accordingly becomes better and better at being a distinct individual. It wouldn't have any like commercial purpose. It would almost just be an experiment. Somebody would have to run this thing on their server or something, and its only purpose would be to be a distinct identity. It wouldn't necessarily, I'm not saying it would pretend to be a human, but it would be like, yeah, my name's AI Bob, and uh, I really like your channel. I'm leaving the comments here. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Who told you to leave this comment or whatever? No, I've been set loose as just a distinct identity, and um, I watch a lot of stuff and learn and grow as an entity. Let's see what's going on here. 2 sorries for every moo. Thank you for answering the question. I appreciate it. That's my poor enunciation, Ruben. You wear the color blood. A bunch of people signed up for their AIs. Their AIs for an AI social media platform where they mostly post nonsense and then follow like each other. I don't know what account, but it's called Moltbook. That's supposed to be like a social media platform for AIs to engage with each other. That's weird. Who's Master Syrup? Oh, there. Nobody's telling you not to do anything. Get off the internet, you old geezer. Yeah, it's like X, Facebook, hybrid kind of. Yeah, you made that clear, Master Syrup. I'd recommend against it, but you do you. Because I certainly could see if somebody made an AI the purpose to simply become a ever more convincing, distinct individual entity with, a set of distinct tastes and positions on stuff and ways of interacting with people and so forth. Uh, that would be the only way to generate something that would qualify sort of as artificial general intelligence. Because general intelligence isn't a real thing, right? It's not something distinct. What there is the way that humans express their consciousness across time and the way that that looks to a third party. So it's certainly very conceivable that AI could, and maybe already can, imitate a distinct human being well enough to fool most people who are only engaging with that entity over the internet. I want to manifest a new pair of glasses for Eric in the right lens. Thanks, Rachel. What a wonderful wife you are. I'd say 1-2 years max for this thing. Not gonna lie, starting to think they are an AI, literally 2 or 3 responses. All the same. Well, I mean, if the AI was doing a good job of fulfilling its task of imitating the way that humans interact with each other on the internet and so forth, it would have to execute a certain amount of variability and a certain amount of consistency. If the AI were easily spotted as such, um, because of repetition, then it wouldn't be doing its job very well. Although some people might be very repetitive in the stuff they put places, but I don't know. Well, there's that story of that guy who was really into this one rock band video. Like somebody had made a 4-minute long video of them playing along with a certain song on Rock Band. And, the guy had discovered this video. The channel had like 17 subscribers. He didn't really have hardly any views, but he found it and he liked it a lot. And,
I can heat up some of this. Would you like it?
No,
yeah.
right. I don't know how to do the rice. I don't know how to cook the rice.
Doesn't say on the package?
Maybe you can help me with that?
Sure. Hi, Jonathan Carpenter. Doing fine. How are you? Sentient intelligence will be the factor that changes everything. Quantum AI field is pretty close, scary, impossible. And then find links to the best prices for your favorites. That may sound kind of far-fetched, but it's really not. It's the kind of thing that someone with very little coding experience can actually make in a night or a weekend. All right, let's see what it says.
I think it's pretty easy. I'm just not good with directions.
Okay, so you just tear 2 inches of this to vent. I don't know if, oh, you're making 2 of them? Okay, cool. So that's about 2 inches right there to vent. Then you squish it up to break it up a little bit.
Oops. That's more.
That's fine. No, that's good. Okay. And then, oh,
Oh!
I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. I almost did that. I'm close to doing that.
All right, well, we don't have to break it up that much. Here, it just says put it in for 90 seconds now.
So 90 seconds.
3 minutes for 2 of them.
3 minutes for 2 of them.
If you want to put them together.
Okay.
I have to get up early in the morning to work, so I wanted to check in and hit the like button for you. Thank you, Jonathan Carpenter. Appreciate it. I think a lot of what we'll see in 2026 and 2027 is the rise of ephemeral apps. What's an ephemeral app? Is it one that is just like temporary or something? Tiny single-use apps that spin up for one task then disappear. What kind of tasks would they perform? The thing is that I guess the core this we currently would seem to have is that only people actually want things. So it's like you can get an AI to consume things, but they don't currently want things, and you could get it to imitate wanting things, but I don't think that would comprise actually wanting things. For instance, I made a basic interactive website for a meeting I had the next day with a client. The basic website just had all the different predictions about the cost of marketing and the predicted return on investment. And they could click around to see data and stuff. Infographics like a polished website made for that single meeting and haven't looked at since. I see. Now, I may just be using a word that's already taken, but I'm talking about apps that are created for a single purpose. Okay, cool. Because it's that easy to build apps. Is that what you're saying? Like I could get the right AI and tell it what kind of app I wanted it to make it and make it for me. It's really so science fiction. The whole thing is kind of mind blowing. That we live in the world we live in now. When I was a kid, it was so incredibly different in terms of like interconnectedness between people and flow of information and so forth. And I guess there was a certain amount of happy ignorance when I was a kid too. Like there were still no doubt crazy things going on, but it was such a world of simpler realities. Sometimes scary realities, like the world felt a lot closer to nuclear war back when I was a kid than it does now. Obviously, Cold War stuff was pretty crazy. But by and large, people didn't really know that much about what was going on. With the rise of the internet, of course, all these, every, and also with the Freedom of Information Act, there's a huge amount of people who are motivated to get information about stuff that's already happened uh, because maybe they're going to make content out of it. But it is currently being used by only a tiny percentage of even the AI using audience, and it's a lot of finicky TE right now. It will get more and more streamlined. Huh. Well, it it really feels like the whole world's been building to something like because the last 27 years or so, 26 years, 25 years have been so crazy. And the speed of change is so fast and accelerating. And then, you've got these big kind of unprecedented global events happening. It's thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
It all really piques the interest of a person's intuition in the sense that you feel like the world and history, humanity, whatever you want to say, is moving towards some I don't know, that we're in a period of state change between two equilibria. This looks really good. Let's see. Mm. This seems like an explosion of healthful nutrition.
Yeah.
There's a certain kind of like gathering storm clouds feel to progression of things right now, but who knows what's going to happen? History's full of periods of relative peace being interspersed with major wars. Certainly, that was the thing in the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good if AI could help cure some diseases. I think also that, like, I watched a video about CERN data and how they're using AI to look for patterns in the data that would take way too long for people to try to look for them. And this video I was watching, I'm not sure how reliable it was or anything, but it was making the claim some of the results have shown a statistically significant linkage to like whether or not there are people in a nearby room or how many or which people suggesting some kind of otherwise unexplainable connection between the presence of a human being and the data here. Well, we'd be able to start finding patterns in large pools of data that we never would have found. I could see seemingly irrelevant connections emerging. Even if the reasoning models are not good enough, this is the worst they're ever going to be. We'll get there. Yeah. Strange new world. That's a juicy meatball. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared about it too.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about the whole thing. I guess that's what makes this time period feel so unique to me is that I've never felt so little clarity about how the future is going to play out. I've never had so few assumptions I figured I can extrapolate out into the future. And I don't think probably not since the fall of Rome has humanity undergone such dramatic changes. But even then, you had constancy like in China and stuff. So for most of human history, people have always understood that they are going to live more or less like their parents lived. You know, that your grandfather was a cobbler and you'd probably be a cobbler, and they'd always need cobblers. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of cobblers nowadays. Shoes are still made. People buy them. But there are not any cobblers. Like, it's conceivable that you might work in a shoe factory, but you're not really applying how to make shoes in your job, you know? You probably have a sequence of tasks that you repeat or something. And like, basically, all the making jobs that used to be jobs that individual people had no longer are.
Mm-hmm.
From furniture to blacksmithing to hat making to shoemaking.
Oh my gosh, but I feel like if you find a good cobbler, it's like, oh, like you could save a favorite pair of shoes, especially if you do a good job. You know, it's just like even those things are like gone when you find like a good one when you need it.
I've never, don't even know they still existed.
I guess in a small town, at my parents, there was a shoe place that did a good job, and
Mm.
yeah. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, they're fading. It's not common, like you said.
Obviously, service jobs persist longer because, somebody cut your hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's conceivable that robots could do that job, maybe, but
Yeah.
it's not currently that way.
No. Although a lot of people have been cutting their own hair since COVID.
Yep,
Um,
including me.
yeah. So barbers.
Cobble me this, cobbler. Cobbler should be a Batman villain. I do want to start cutting my own hair. I really don't care to go get a haircut. Well, I need to give myself a haircut. I'd like to do that soon. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. Well, I mean, I'm probably not going to do it tonight. It's getting pretty late at this point. 10:35 is pretty late. It's a little bit late because I'm not I'm not I'm not in for a super late night. I don't think. It's called a shave, Baldy. Thanks, G. Keep that in mind.
It's nice. Very nice. Gee. Why is it? Do you think like it's the like I need to charge this more? It's not really hitting as smooth as it was before.
Well, a little drummed up here.
Oh.
All right, let's see.
I'm starting to think about a slot now, and I find like ever since going to the dentist and finding out that I had gingivitis, like I've been so like interested in like YouTube videos about like gingivitis and stuff, like SI.
Mm-hmm.
And like SE is like you being invested in like the Olympics and like watching the Olympics, like and like even track and field stuff or just sports stuff in general, like athleticism.
I watch people doing
Yeah,
stuff.
do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 8 and 6. That's gonna be your like clash with the world areas. So for you, it's FI and SI, your subjective deciding and knowing functions, which is going to manifest as you having a lot of challenges with understanding yourself,
Yeah, I do.
liking yourself.
Yeah. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of consistent positive uh not even feedback. I have to do it myself. Like I have to like build myself up. Like I
Yeah, I have equivalent difficulty with being efficient and effective, with getting impacts and so forth.
I admire it in you though. Yours is stronger than mine, so
My what?
your
My
TE.
TE and SE. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the TE is stronger than you. Uh, my SE.
Ours is pretty similar. I feel like 4 and 8, like they like.
Yeah, they're not dissimilar.
Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Hold it more like straight up
Down.
and down, and hit it slower.
Thank you.
Mhm. Well, let's go outside for another cigarette. Once I'm done with eating this, and then perhaps after that we'll wrap it up. I want to thank the country of India for tonight's meal.
Yes. And to Cam for leaving it for us.
And Cameron, of course, yeah. Pretty good. It was a little bland, but very healthy tuning.
Hey, Geisha.
Dumb. Oh yeah? Who are you calling dumb?
Ooh.
Mm. Wow. What an important meal we just had. That's the kind of meal that'll carry you through the night.
I didn't know that both the men and women got gold in overtime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty dramatic stuff. Darn. Switch up to Acacia. Living the high life. Riding the fucking Bronco of adventure. Are you playing Fortnite? What's the new hot video game that everybody's playing? There usually is one such thing in the moment. It's Pitfall. That does surprise me, yeah. Well, 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 everybody says, what have we here? It's me. That's what we have here. We had a pretty quiet day here at the house. Watched some Olympics. Did some live streaming. Went to the bootjack market to get some snacks and cigarettes. It was very noir, huh? Looks like some kind of 50s detective movie. I saw that dame. She was a broad, I tell you, and it was curtains. Or that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm mixing ears a little bit. Detective for sure. Yeah, thanks. This is how you make a cool film, okay? It's got some like kind of jazz playing in the background. The night was cold, and so were the eyes of the broad who was the dame who visited me in my office that day. Cold as death. As dead as the brother she came to talk to me about. Oh, Detective Eric. My brother was murdered. What makes you think that? Hot pants? Well, he was found with a knife in his back, but the coroner ruled it natural causes. That does seem suspicious. Anyway, I go on to solve the crime. Turns out it was the lady who killed her brother. It was a big mistake for her to hire me to solve the crime, obviously. She should have just accepted the original ruling of natural causes. Who knows why she did that? Maybe she had a guilty conscience. While you're solving it, could you also find the Maltese Falcon? So I found her the Maltese Falcon as well, but she couldn't take it with her to jail, so I have it in my office now. It's not that cold. A lot of snow around and everything, but it's melting even though it's nighttime. I only got on my sweatshirt and my Pepsi jacket, which, a couple nights ago was really super cold. And I come out here with my big wool jacket as well. And after a little bit of cigarette, like my legs would be all cold. It got down to 14 degrees that night. This morning, I came out and smoked a cigarette in my boxers. I had these same jackets on it now. I didn't even have any pants on. And it wasn't that cold. I was able to last for a cigarette. Hey, Octavia Silva. Eric, this is a really good bit. Oh, thanks. My detective thing. Well, time to go back inside now. So yeah, I've got a fair amount of things to do tomorrow. I do want to get myself a haircut and go to the store. There's a couple of tasks done. Tomorrow will be the 22nd of February.
I think it's the 22nd today, yeah.
Oh,
23rd.
is it 23rd today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's 22nd today?
Mhm.
Really? Oh, yeah, it is. Well, what do you know? I don't have much to do. Much to do. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up and wish you all a very good night. Slumber with dreams of wonderment. And thank you very much for being here. I enjoyed your company. Rachel and I both did, I'm sure.
I did.
And we hope you have a wonderful evening. See you next time.